Welcome to CSE Guru. In this session, we will solve a gate problem in operating systems and the topic is process scheduling. The question is, consider the set of process with arrival time, CPU burst time and priority. Here we have to consider 0 is the highest priority. None of the process have IO burst time. So there are 5 processes with arrival time, burst time and priority are given. The average waiting time of all the process using preemptive priority scheduling algorithm is. So we need to solve the problem based on preemptive priority and we need to find the average waiting time of all the process. First we should know what is preemptive priority. The priority is nothing but each process will be assigned a priority number. Based on the priority number, the process will be selected from the ready queue and assigned to the CPU for execution. And here we have to consider 0 is the highest priority. Preemptive priority is nothing but when a process is assigned to the CPU for execution. During execution of that particular process, when a new process enters into the ready queue with the highest priority, the executing process will be suspended. That is, the executing process will be preempted from its execution and the new process with highest priority will be assigned to the CPU for execution. So this is nothing but preemptive priority. Now we will solve the problem based on preemptive priority. First we need to construct the Gantt chart. The Gantt chart is nothing but the bar chart which shows the starting time and the completion time of each process clearly. So the CPU execution time starts with 0 milliseconds. At the time of 0 millisecond, process P1 is the only process available in the ready queue. Since this is a preemptive priority, the process P1 will execute with the CPU until a new process enters into the ready queue. Whenever a new process enters into the ready queue, the scheduler will compare the priority of the executing process with the new process. Suppose if new process is having the highest priority, the executing process will be preempted without completing its execution time. And the new process with the highest priority will be assigned for execution. So this is nothing but the preemptive priority algorithm. So now process P1 will execute with the CPU until a new process enters into the ready queue. So here new process enters into the ready queue at 2 millisecond and the process is P4. So process P1 will execute with the CPU until 2 millisecond. At the time of 2 millisecond, process P4 enters into the ready queue. Now the priority of P4 is 1 and process P1 is 2. So P4 is having the highest priority. Now P1 will be preempted and P4 will be assigned to the CPU for execution. And P4 also will execute until a new process enters into the ready queue. So by the time of 5 millisecond, process P2 enters into the ready queue and the priority is 0. So process P4 will execute with the CPU for 5 milliseconds. So now process P4 has completed 3 milliseconds of execution time and the remaining time is 7 milliseconds it requires to complete its execution. Similarly, process P1 has completed 2 milliseconds and now it requires 9 milliseconds of execution time. Since process P2 is having the highest priority, P4 is preempted and P2 is assigned for execution. Since 0 is the highest priority, now whichever process enters into the ready queue, 0 is the highest priority. So process P2 will complete its total execution time since it is having the highest priority. So 28 plus 5 it is 33. Now process P2 has completed its execution and it will leave the ready queue. So by the time of 33 millisecond, all the process will be available in the ready queue. Now if you are considering the next highest priority is priority 1 and the process is P4 and it requires 7 millisecond of execution time. So it is totally 40. Now P4 also will leave the ready queue. Now next highest priority is process P1 with 9 millisecond and totally it is 49. And next, if you are considering process P3 is having next highest priority with the burst time 2 millisecond. It is 51. And the last process is process P5 with the priority 4. And the CPU burst time is nothing but 16 milliseconds. So totally it is 67. So now all the process has completed its execution. Next we need to find the completion time. Completion time for process P1 is 49. And the completion time for process P2 is 33. Process P3 is 51. And process P4 is 40. Process P5 is 67. Next we need to find the turnaround time. The turnaround time is nothing but the time when the process enters into the ready queue and when it completes its execution with the CPU. This time interval is nothing but the turnaround time. The turnaround time we will find with the formula completion time minus arrival time. So for process P1 it is 49 minus 0. So it is 49. And for process P2 33 minus 5. Process P3 it is 51 minus 12. Process P4 40 minus 2. Process P5 it is 67 minus 9. Next we need to find the waiting time. Waiting time is nothing but how long each process waits in the ready queue before it is assigned to the CPU for execution. The waiting time we can able to calculate with the formula turnaround time minus burst time. So for process P1 49 minus 11. Process P2 it is 28 minus 28. Process P3 39 minus 2. Process P4 it is 38 minus 10. Process P5 it is 58 minus 16. So now we have find the waiting time. We need to find the average waiting time of the process. So some average waiting time is nothing but sum of the waiting time divided by total number of process. So sum of the waiting time is nothing but 145 divided by total number of processes 5, and the average waiting time is nothing but 29 milliseconds. So for this problem with 5 process with arrival time, burst time and priority, the average waiting time of all the process using preemptive priority scheduling algorithm is 29 milliseconds is the answer. Thank you for watching this video.